Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Alright. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want, read all the manga I want.
As if you guys didn't already know that I'm a huge fan of the Monogatari series, it is my favorite anime, and it is I would say it's tied for my favorite light novel series. I would say that and A Certain Magical Index are neck and neck, but very recently it was announced that Oh Great, who is a mangaka, pretty well known. He's done Air Gear, if you're aware of that manga, and he's done Tenjo Tenge, which is pretty well known. I mean, I've also read like Naked Star and some of his hentai, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but very competent artist. In terms of his artwork, he's incredible. I don't think he's a very great writer, which is fine because Nishio Ishin is the one who's writing this in the terms that it's his light novel being adapted, which already has an anime if you don't know, and so now it's in manga form. And I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on it, having read the first chapter, the first bit of Bakemonogatari, Hitagi Crab, and honestly, I'm pretty mixed, or I didn't really feel anything reading it. So understand from my viewpoint, I'm coming as a longtime fan who collects and reads the light novels, and reads them officially, all that, and has watched the anime numerous times in its normal watch order, as it was airing, in chronological order, and all that stuff. So I'm very versed and and I know a lot about the series, very knowledgeable. So I'm coming to this from the perspective of I want to see how he adapted it, so I can compare it to the other two versions, the light novel and the anime. And I'm not going to be too harsh on it because this is just the first chapter. I need to give it time to grow, nurture, and see how things work out and whatnot. But if we're going kind of like chapter for chapter for episode, so chapter 1 of the manga, chapter 1 of the light novel, and then maybe episode 1 of the anime, I think this one has been the weakest incarnation so far by a landslide. Now I understand that different mediums have to do different things differently because different mediums have to attack a narrative in various ways. So book, it's just words, right? So you need to be very descriptive so that the reader can imagine themselves. And with the anime, especially with this anime, it's very creative. The direction is very good. The cinematography is on point, and the visuals and the symbolism that they use, and like the Shaft Studio uses, it's very, very great. So he's competing with a lot. So in terms of how it looks, in terms of just the art style, I think he's done a great job. I like a lot of the parts where he chooses to shade or keep certain parts in the shadow, in the dark, to emphasize a feeling of fear or emphasizing a certain facial feature, facial part. Stuff like that's pretty good, but it doesn't have the level of description and sharply written text as the light novel and the direction of the anime. So for me, it's been the weakest point so far. But like I said, I don't want to be too hard on it because it just started, right? It's just the first chapter, so it's not really a big of a deal. But I think it depends on how you're coming at the manga. Your opinion will be different. For me, I'm coming at it as a longtime fan, mostly just interested in seeing how it's going to be tackled in the manga form. You may have just been introduced to the series, had no idea about the anime or light novel, or you knew about it, but you're like, oh, I'd rather read it as a manga. So this is your first experience of the series. In that case, I don't know how you feel about it. I think it would be pretty okay. I think you might be a little confused, if anything, because this didn't tackle Hitagi Crab in the same order that the light novel and anime did. The anime starting with a brief clip of Kizu Monogatari, which is chronologically the first thing that happens in the series, prior to obviously the Princess Fair stuff with Shinobu and whatnot. But then the light novel starts off with like the description of Hitagi and who she is and whatnot, and then obviously you get the titular moment, the iconic moment of Araragi catching Hitagi in his arms. The manga skips all that first and is already tackling their interaction on their way to deal with her apparition. So they're on their way to Oshino Meme already, and then they kind of flash back to that point. And they hit some of the jokes that are in the anime and the anime light novel. Some of the jokes were there, but I felt like the level of interaction isn't the same because it's a manga, and obviously no one's gonna want to read an obnoxious amount of text, and Nisio Ishin's work is very text heavy. Even something like Madaka Box has a lot of dialogue, right? So I don't think that's really good for a manga, because manga is art and literature, and I believe in show don't tell. So I was already kind of worried about how the manga was going to be able to take all the sharply written text and dialogue from the narrative and put it into manga form. But it's, some of the stuff is there. I caught some of the little jokes that I liked. I wanted to see, like, I'll just cut it off and stuff like that, but it's just not hitting the same in my honest opinion. I think that if you really are interested in the series, the route to go is through the light novel or the anime, or both at this point in time. But like I said, let's give it a chance to grow. Let's give it a chance to blossom and see how Ogre starts to tackle some of the later imagery and later apparitions and characters and stuff. I think the way they look is fine to me. I'll always be a Volfan stan. I think he has the best artwork for the series. Volfan is the one who does the illustrations for the light novel, interior and exterior. And the anime looks good to me, right? It looks very good to me as well, but I always preferred Volfan's art style overall. But Ogre is a fantastic artist, don't get it twisted. When you're talking pure artistry and the way the characters were drawn and such, I have no issue with it. It's just sometimes I would say the angling and such could be better. But I'm spoiled by the anime, so my perspective is different. So maybe you don't feel the same way about it, but, and that being said, I don't want to talk too long. Let me know what you guys think about it if you're part of Gatari Hive, whether you're a new fan, literally just starting it, an old fan who's just kind of testing the waters to see how it looks. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section, or talk to me on Twitter, and have a good day. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna play my Switch. Yeah!